Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are taking a look at the updates that came out to the OG servers. They made some changes and they upgraded they didn't upgrade. They just increased the cap, the level cap for the Generals trial. You can now go all the way up to level 9. It's going to take some time because like normal, you have to do level 7, then level 8, then level 9. My biggest issue with this is the fact that there is no significant increase in rewards. Going all the way up to level 9, you would think you'd see some pretty good rewards, especially compared to level 6. But whenever you look at the two, you can see level 6, you got 16 weapon shards, 14 overlord shards. Level 9 is 20 weapon shards and 16 overlord shards. And then the drone parts really didn't increase that much either. So I don't know what they were really thinking whenever they were going over this. And my frame of reference is from level 3 to level 6. So if you look at this, there's a pretty big jump here. You are going from 10 weapon shards and 8 universal hero shards to 16 weapon shards and 14 universal overlord shards. That's a huge difference. Overlord shards, the cost of these compared to universal hero shards is a massive difference. And then from level 3 to level 6, you really don't change your drone parts. So that was actually not increased, which when I look back at that, I guess I didn't realize that before. And whenever you go to level 9, you just get 5 more. So it's really not that big of an increase from level 1 all the way to level 9 in the upgraded Generals trial. And the drone component chests, these didn't change. You do get a few more Overlord skill medal badges. And then whenever you look at the hero level shard, all the hero shards, none of that stuff changes. The only difference is you get one more purple boost XP card. I just don't understand the point of this. Whenever you're looking at the levels and the tiers from level 6, where you have a required power of, or a suggested power of 55 million March, and then you go to level 7, which is a suggested 65 million. That is a 10 million power jump. If these just upgraded by 10, and this went up to 75, and then 85, that would be insane for the rewards. I think that would just be stupid to have an 85 million March required to beat these levels, and then you barely get anything different. And even if they just did, say, 5 levels, so level 7, we already know, is 65 million. You need 65 million March if you're going to solo this. And then if you go to level 8, and say this is 70 million to solo, and then 75 million at level 9, that's a 75 million March in Season 5. And a majority of players, especially free-to-play players, are still somewhere in the 50s, high 50s, maybe breaking the low 60s now. And even my main team, when I have all of my strongest heroes on it, is only like 66 million. So for this to be 75 million, and that's just, again, we're guessing here, 75 million, and I wouldn't be able to clear it. It's going to take 2 or 3 of us around the same power level to clear this, and the rewards are about the same. That just would not make sense. Obviously, if you're trying to kill troops, and there's nothing else going on, say you're outside of a season, you don't have a Warzone duel going on, you don't care, then fine. But most of the time, especially during a season or you're in a Warzone duel tournament, you're not going to want to be pushing these tiers just to get a few more weapon shards and 2 more universal shards. That's really the big items here. 5 more drone parts, not a big deal. So I sent a message after I saw this update and we walked through it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy that this is what they dropped on us. I sent this back, some screenshots, and I said, this would make sense if this chest right here, say, was 24 to 26 hero shards. So you got, a pretty good jump, about 8 more hero shard or weapon shards potentially, plus say 20 universal overlord shards, and then maybe like 45 drone parts, something like that. I mean, really make this that much more worth it compared to, say, a level 6. Level 7 rewards, you do have a slight increase. And when I say slight, I mean you're getting 500 more Overlord skill badges, and you're getting 2 more hero shards. So, and then the 5 more drone parts. So that's the really big jump here, is the 5 more drone parts. But everything else is still the same. I mean, I would even like to see 1 more drone component chest. I don't understand what their deal is with not wanting to give us stuff. I mean, you're pushing difficulties. The amount of players that can clear this is going to be limited, and you're not going to increase all the rewards. I mean, hero XP, that's kind of whatever at this point in the game. The purple and blue shards, I mean, yeah, they can bump those up too. I don't understand why they're holding out on those. Like, we're going to sit here and max this stuff out. Again, 99.9% of players are still going to need purple and blue shards for a very long time to come. And then, yeah, the skill medals, 6,500 skill medals in here. And when you compare this to the zombie invasion event and what you could buy out of there, I just feel like this event could use a little more love. They need to drop some more stuff in here. It only comes around 2 times a month, basically, so every other week. And you have to be able to clear this. I mean, you're talking significant power to be able to clear this. So make the rewards really worth it. All right, let's move on to the next big sore topic here, and that is the infinite roulette. I thought the big update for Versus was going to be, more rewards or better rewards to kind of get with the times here. And they brought this. They dropped this on us, and I was just shocked. I was just speechless. I mean, you're literally just getting gift items that you can send to people, and that's it. And so after you get your 7.2 million, then it flips over to here, and then you have to get an additional 10 million per each one of these tokens. So you need to score 17.2 million in every single day in order to get at least one of these. And I know some days are going to be really easy. You're going to get tens of millions of points. Like for me, I got 23 million. That was because I was pushing yesterday to see what this looked like, and I got a tick or a token, and I rolled, and I got 3 T's, and I was so excited. I couldn't contain my excitement here, and I just didn't understand the point of this. I know some people might think it's cool to be able to send gifts. You do have these fireworks here to where you can launch fireworks from your base. I mean, for me, the big thing is definitely their rewards. We're talking about Versus here. They needed to make this more interesting, make it to where, the rewards were just better, that you needed to push more for, and then you felt like you're getting rewarded for what you were doing. I feel like the novelty of this, people might get excited. Yeah, you got a crown and maybe you get some fireworks and stuff. I feel like the novelty of this is just going to wear off so fast, and it doesn't really help with progress. It doesn't help any way with progress. Here in the chest, you have weapon shards, you got premium chip material, you got drone components, valor badges. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I want to see in here. If they want to throw some romance rockets and royal race cars and royal crown, they want to throw that stuff on top of it. Say you got some valor badges, but then you also got a royal crown too. That would have been fine. I would have been fine with that. That's kind of fun. You can send some stuff to your friends while on top of work on different things, work on your heroes, work on gear, work on your gorilla. That's really what I thought they were going to drop in here, is maybe some Overlord stuff, maybe some stuff for the T11 troops, just to kind of help with progress with those. And one last thing I just wanted to note here real quick in these, and there's a bunch of different notes in here and update patch notes. The biggest thing I saw in here was the Survivor Tailor obtaining Explorer chest. If the daily chest acquisition limit is not reached, remaining counts can accumulate up to a maximum of 300. So now, whenever you have your boxes and say you're saving for drone day or tech day or the troop training day before you did your radar tasks. Now you don't have to worry about missing out on your Taylor boxes. Those will just roll over, which is kind of cool. I'm glad they did that. Overall, I have to say I'm pretty disappointed in this update. Obviously, some of this stuff is easy to fix. They can just increase the rewards for the general's trial, and then with the roulette thing, they could fix this too. They could put some better rewards in here, and not just the gift items. I think the gift items, that was just a bust. I don't understand the point of this. I don't know who they asked about this. If this was some kind of suggestion, I am very interested to hear where they got this idea from. Now, let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think they needed to do better with these rewards? Does it feel like they just weren't even paying attention? I mean, to me, it looks, especially with the general's trial, that they weren't even looking back at how things progressed before they released the level 9 rewards. It just seems really off from the progression that we were seeing. And so that's my thought on it. They just didn't pay attention, or they just didn't think that we needed more stuff. Just that part doesn't make sense. I mean, you're later in the game. We need to have more Valor badges. We need to have more skill medals. We need to have more Overlord, more weapon shards. For most players, that is kind of like that key thing we need. And so to just keep shrinking down the rewards we get as we progress is kind of counterintuitive, if you were to ask me. And then with this roulette thing, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, we were thinking we needed more rewards. We needed to have something to reward players for scoring, say, 40, 50, 60 million points in versus. But instead, you may get yourself a music note here, or you might get yourself a little deluxe fireworks. That's, I don't know, kind of like a slap in the face if you were to ask me. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this update? And as always, thanks again for watching, everybody. I'll catch you guys in the next one.